Good evening. I'm killing the volume on my phone so we don't have that interrupting us while we're chatting this evening. I hope everybody is doing well. The day before Thanksgiving. So I remember what tomorrow is. I may not always remember the date, but I do remember what day Thanksgiving is. So I hope everybody is doing well. And if you're traveling, I hope that you're getting to your destination safely and all that good stuff. So, uh, anyway, so before we jump into this video, I would like to just remind everybody that this is a very family friendly oriented channel. No racism, no nastiness. Please be decent in the chat and just be nice to each other, and we'll have no issues. If you cannot follow those easy instructions, then those awesome people that you see lit up in blue are definitely going to boot you out of here because we're just not going to have it. It's not tolerated. It's not going to be tolerated. And so there we are. So, anyway, all right. So, let's get into this. So, how bad are things going to get next year? Let me count the ways, right? Oh my goodness. Predictions. This is what we're gonna do. What we're gonna do in this video or this stream, if you will, is we're gonna talk about what I think that will probably most likely be the things that are going to happen here next year. Yeah, right. Jelsa says inflation ransacking sad. Yeah. Oh my good. Well, let's talk about hyperinflation. Let's talk about how other countries around the world are actually having issues as well, just like we are having our issues financially. I believe you're going to see a lot more of that happening here. You're going to see prices going through the roof. I did a video earlier today talking about General Mills was saying that they're going to be increasing their prices by 20% in January. And when I made that video, what I didn't say in that video was on top of the increases that they've already done and all these other, you know, food distributors and stuff like that. You look at what they've already done as far as food prices go. When you go into the grocery store, and if you buy one bag of groceries and it's about $50 for one bag of groceries, you're figuring out really quickly that things have gotten a little bit crazy. So also I have to point this out. So if you look at this, it looks like I cleaned off part of my eyebrow. So I always trim up my eyebrows because it's like the hair. Of course, the hair grows great in my eyebrows, but not in not up here. But anyway, when I trim it, it looks like I cut it off there, but I don't. It's weird. I don't know why it looks like that. Because like Heather says, looks like you went a little close on your eyebrow, and I go, actually, I didn't. It's just that that's just the way that it looks. So that's always fun. So if you think, man, did he cut off like half his eyebrow? Now, see, now I've pointed it out, so now people are going to look and be like, man, it does look like that, but it's not. Not that you care. I'm just pointing it out because Heather pointed it out today. So, but anyway, so you're looking at the real possibility of hyperinflation. If you look at, like, I mean, costs are going up across the board. I mean, that cannot be denied in any way, shape, or form. Gasoline continues to go higher. Now, here's a question that I have with that. So you have the Biden administration is releasing 50 million barrels of oil that are in our reserve, right? But yet not affecting the price of the oil. Now, or for gasoline and stuff like that. Does that make any kind of sense at all? So your strategic reserve that you're holding back, and you're trying to, if you are trying to help people, why are you letting that come out but not having it affect the cost of a gallon of gasoline? Does not make any kind of sense, and it actually hurts us as a country in the long run, because now our reserves of oil are that much less. I just it is almost as though it's being done completely on purpose. Okay, let's just destroy every single fabric of everything that we have going on. It seems to me, if that's looks like that's the playbook, So yeah, it's a drop in the bucket. It doesn't help the overall problem. You're right. Okie Forge just said it's a drop in the bucket. Yeah, it doesn't help overall. You know, it's when you close pipelines, try to close other pipelines, and affect the overall everything overall. It's insanity to me. And I get the environmentalist. I do. You know what I mean? I'm not a tree hugger, but I do believe that we need to take care of our environment. But if they are doing things safely, then why not let it continue? That's just, and I'm talking about the pipeline that as soon as he became president, he stopped the production of the pipeline. I mean, that was going to be something that was going to make a big, big difference for us, and also Canada, but I guess screw Canada and screw us. So, I guess the people that have their hands in his pockets decided that that's what they wanted. So it's just unbelievable. So anyway, you're looking at that part of it. And I want you to look at this part of it as well. The prediction has been, and like I said, I know that I go more. Hello, hi, how are you? What's going on? You want to come up and say hello because you're a pain in the behind? Okay, yes. Say hi to everybody. There they are. Look this way. Look this way. Don't look at me. I know. She's such a baby. She thinks she's a lap dog. She really does, but she is not a lap dog. She is a big galoot. Are you a big galoot? Huh? I will give you some love after my stream is over. Is that okay with you? Huh? All right. Okay, come on. Down you go. Good girl. All right, sorry. You look what they've done leading into this winter, and I want you to think about this part of it as well. When you are looking at the situation with the prediction of what the weather is going to be this winter. Now, I look more at nature. Okay, that's what I look at because it's like that's kind of how I grew up. You look at so the woolly caterpillars is a great example, and I know I talked about this before, but I'll mention it really quickly again. When you look at the woolly caterpillars this year, now they're generally black and brown. So the more brown on the caterpillar, the milder the winter is going to be. The more black on the caterpillar, the harsher the winter is going to be. It's a really good indicator. It really is without fail of what your winter is going to look like. With the woolly caterpillar, if they're like black in the beginning and then really brown in the center and then black at the end, it means you're going to have a hard start to winter, then pretty mild winter, and then it's going to be a harsh ending. Well, the woolly caterpillars this year, the ones that I saw, all black, all black. And I just was like, oh, this is not going to be a good winter. It's not going to be a good winter. So we shall see. But with what they've done for the cost of heating oil, what they've done with the cost of propane, what they have done with the cost of gasoline, uh, I think that alone, if we do have the harsh winter, and it's going to be brutal for people, affordability wise. I mean, if you have if you're running heating fuel and or heating oil, I should say, and it's $4 a gallon, and I'm just making that number up. I don't even know what it is, to be honest with you, because obviously you guys know I heat with wood. So, but if it's $4 a gallon and you run out of oil, and they got to come and fill you up, and at that cost per gallon, you need a couple hundred gallons of fuel oil. That's going to be brutal. You know what I mean? I sound tired. I will be honest with you. I just woke up from a nap before the stream started. I actually last night. I will tell you this. Last night I had the best night of sleep that I've had in a very, very long time. I actually went to bed at a reasonable hour for me. I went to bed at 12:30 last night, and the dogs actually let me sleep. Or I shouldn't say the dogs. I don't want to blame Caesar and Pandora because they'll wait forever. They don't care. Um, Hella let me sleep until 8:30 this morning, which was a blessing. So I actually got 8 hours of sleep, which I don't ever get 8 hours of sleep straight. But I was splitting wood today, bringing in wood for Mom and Becky, bringing in wood here. Taking care of some things, and kerosene is $5 a gallon here in New Hampshire. Wow. Yeah. So there you look at, yeah, exactly. That can add up really, really quickly. Uh, Propane is $3.95 a gallon. Last year was 98 cents. Wow. Yeah. So again, and I'll guarantee you this: with those prices increasing like that, I will guarantee you your pay did not go up uh, appropriately to cover the cost of those type of things. Uh, you know, we're going to be in deep, deep trouble. We're going to be in deep trouble. I don't see any other way about it, and it's going to be brutal. And you're going to have a lot of people are going to be suffering because they're going to try to be figuring out how to stay warm, how to take care of their families, what is going to be more important. Um, it's not going to be a pleasant time. And I can guarantee you this: don't rely on the government to try to help you out. Uh, I honestly, if you haven't figured out by now that you cannot rely on the government, there's something something wrong. We really got to rely on ourselves. And I think they want us to be in trouble. You're right, Patty. I agree with you 100%. Patty says they want us to be in trouble. They do. You have to understand. And when I say they, I'm talking big business, big government. Okay. What they want is for us to be reliant on them as much as we possibly can be. And I think that that's an awesome, awesome thing. Or not an awesome thing. I think it's an awful thing. Sorry. Like I said, my brain is not 100% clicking yet. But for us to be relying on them, we don't want that. We want to try to be as independent as we can, and that's another reason to get with people, forge relationships. Maybe somebody's in a little bit better situation and be able to help somebody else out. I think that that's if we can do it, we do it. If we can't, we can't. But forging those relationships and building those bonds, I think is so so important. So I need coffee. Yeah, I just like I said, I just crashed back out before the stream started, and I was asleep for a couple hours. So Heather came in and I said, "Come and wake me up at 7:30." So I'm like, oh, not 100% in my brain yet, but 309 here in Kansas went down 2 cents. Ah, well, you're lucky. That's cheap. Propane 77 cents a liter. Wow. Yeah, it is ridiculously high. So yeah, it is unbelievable what is going on. And again, like I said, with the food prices going up, with oil prices, propane prices, heating oil prices, I think we're in for a rough, rough time moving forward. And with everything else going on, I do believe, and this is my own prediction on this. I believe that we will be headed for another lockdown. Would not shock me in any way, shape, or form if that happens. Won't shock me at all. And if that happens on top of everything else, not pleasant, not pleasant. You had, and I want you to think about this, guys. What happened the last time? You had an increase in suicides. You've had an increase in alcoholism. You had an increase in domestic violence. A tremendous, huge increase in divorces because people having to all of a sudden now live with their partner, uh, 24 hours a day for a long period of time, they realized I really don't like this person. So the lawyers have been very very busy with divorces because of that reason. So, there is a lot of factors that go into it, and seasonal depression disorder. It's a very very real thing as well. So, like today, we had the sun was out today. I was trying to be outside as much as I could be because I'm one of those people when the sun's not out there, it's really depressing, and I hate it. I hate overcast, cloudy, crappy weather for long stretches at a time. So whenever that sun is out, it's just like, oh my God, this is awesome. So the sun was out today. So I was, like I said, I was trying to be outside as much as I could. And it was a little bit warmer today. And when I say a little bit warmer, let me tell you where I'm at. Uh, Angry Pepper said New York City had its first case of smallpox. Wouldn't shock me. Would not shock me at all. Hold on one second. I'm going to tell you what our temperature is right now. So we had at 3 o'clock today, it was up to 45, which from the day before was definitely much nicer. We're looking at mid 30s for our low tonight. So, and right now it's 36 degrees. So, yesterday I don't think we got out. Yesterday, I think our high yesterday was 33. So we're actually right now at 8 o'clock at night. We're at a better. Add no reason for another lockdown when so many people are getting the requirement. Well, it's funny. I'm not going to get into. I'm not going to get into that because I'm trying to behave myself so that I don't get another strike here. But you know, it is. What I will say, what I will say is this, and it is amazing once again, and I will say to you all, follow the money. Who benefits? Okay, who benefits? You know, who benefits at the end of the day? And if you follow the money and you see who benefits, you have a good indicator of what is really going on. That's all I'm going to say about that part of it because and so somebody made the comment here. Diane made the comment in the comments here. You'll see her comment. Okay, so that is who benefits at the end of the day, and whose hand do they have their pockets in? So there's the second part of that question. Whose hand? And I want you to put and that this in the comments as well. Whose hand does that big company, big whatever the case may be, and I'm not going to say whose hand are their pockets in? Billy the Kid Norwood has the answer. If you guys want to look and see, Billy the Kid Norwood has the answer. So the wheels get greased, people get taken care of, legislation goes the way that certain companies want it because if they don't, and we discussed this before, folks, I'm a politician, all right, and this is the easiest breakdown that I could possibly give you. Easiest breakdown I could possibly give you. Company A, we're going to go with that. Very platonic. Company A. Company A comes to me. I'm running for office. I want to be a senator or I want to be a congressman, right? So Company A comes to me and says, hey, we are going to help you get elected because we believe in you. We like you. You're a good person and we like your thoughts and we like what you're doing, right? So Company A throws all kinds of money into your campaign fund. And I know that we're only allowed to have so much per whatever the thing is, but if I have, a bunch of different people contributing on different levels to your campaign, it can turn into quite a bit of money. So I get elected and I am so happy I'm now a congressman and I can make a difference and I can make a change and the world is going to be a better place because I'm a congressman. But now Company A comes to me and they say, Ed, listen, we helped you get elected and we need you to do this favor for us. And I go, well, what would you like me to do? Well, we would like you to help get this XYZ legislation passed because it's going to benefit our company. And I go, Jesus, I would love to help you, but I really don't believe in XYZ legislation. And company A says to me, well, I'll tell you what, if you don't do us this favor, come the next election. No, this is not about being careful. This is just an example. I'm giving an example of something, Mountain Man. But thank you for the warning, but I'm not saying any companies, I'm not saying anything. But this is the kind of things that do happen. If you don't do what we ask, come the next election, we're going to throw our money behind candidate J instead of behind Ed. And then we're going to get you out of office and you're not going to stay in office. But see, now I've gotten used to being in office. I like being in office because there's a lot of perks with being in office. I mean, this is stuff that's going on forever and a day, folks. This is not this is not me spreading any kind of false information. You look at the lobbyists and all that stuff that goes on constantly. This happens constantly on many, many different levels. You know what I mean? So this goes on. I'm making a scenario up is what I'm doing, but it kind of gives you an idea of how things work. And so if I have my hand in your pocket, you owe me. And if you don't do what I ask, then I'm going to throw all that money that I threw behind you to help you get elected behind the other candidate next time. And then you're out. Okay? Then you're out. And that's the reality of life. That is the reality of life. So I want you to think about that. Here's another way of thinking about it, even on a smaller scale. Let's go on an even smaller scale. All of us have worked for places. I've worked for many different, companies through the years. And the problem is that I am not a yes man. I don't kiss anybody's behind. I do my job. I go in every day. I don't call in sick for work, but I'm not kissing the bosses behind. I'm not sucking up to the bosses and telling them how wonderful they are. That's not going to happen. And if I see something that is effed up, I'm going to call it out because that's the kind of person that I am. Okay. Well, you can guess what happened in a lot of those cases. I wasn't at those jobs very long because I was considered a problem. I was considered trouble because I spoke my mind. You know what I mean? So, Magic Wand said, Ed, what about the Aubrey case, three guilty white men? You know what? I don't have a dog in that hunt. I'm not going to give an opinion on that because I'm not even getting, involved with that. I mean, if the guy that actually shot the gentleman, and see, I hate the way you place that. Okay. I hate the way that you made that comment. I'll tell you right now. Why can't it be, and I want you to think about this, folks, why can't it be three human beings did something to another human being? Why does it always have to be this was the color of this person and that's the color of those people? Why do we got to break it down like that? Now, tragic situation should have never happened. Nobody deserves to be killed when they're out jogging. Okay, number one. So the fact that that happened, uh, you know, I don't think it, like I said, it should have ever taken place. Now, the guy that actually did the shooting, absolutely 100% guilty of that, in my opinion. Again, my opinion. Okay. The guy that was filming, I don't know how he's guilty of it, to be honest with you. But this is a tool again, and I want you to remember this. Okay, this is a tool being used to continue to separate us. So let me ask you a question on this one. This other situation that happened recently, and the verdict came back not guilty. How was that about race? How was that about race when the shooter is white? When all three of the supposed victims, right? Remember, that's how this portrayed in the media, victims, they were all white. So how is that about race? I would like somebody to please explain that to me. But boy, it was sure spun that way, right? So, these are things that happen continuously. These are examples of, again, trying to make everything about what color somebody was. Why can't it just be that this human being did this to this human being and let's let's have justice prevail in whatever the case may be, and look at the situation and see why situations are what they are. Now, I will tell you this: in certain cases, and again, and I'm not talking about this one. I'm not talking about this case. In certain cases, I believe, and tell me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll be more than happy to listen to this. Okay, I'm always open to listen to somebody else's side. But I think in some cases, certain verdicts are predestined to go a certain way because they don't want a certain segment of the population to flip out. So you will appease that certain segment of the population because, oh my goodness, if we don't come back with this, these group of people are going to flip out and burn stuff down and riot and everything else. You know, it's a manipulation, and it's a game, and it's gone on forever, and it's never going to change. Okay. And then when you, Joe average citizen, sees said group of people, and I'm not even going on race, I'm just saying the mob mentality of a group of people. Okay, this is not about race, this part of it. You have a group of people that are out there looting and robbing, stealing, burning stuff down, destroying public property, destroying people's private property, destroying people's livelihoods. And then when you have another group of people that say no, because they're being told, the police are being told to stand down by their, you know, mayor or whoever the case may be, an average citizen stands up and says, no, this is not acceptable. And then all of a sudden he's the bad guy. He's the bad guy because he said, I'm sorry, I'm not going to let you burn down this area. I'm not going to let you do that. Isn't that weird? Tell me how this insanity is okay on any level. And again, this ain't about race. This is not about race. This is about, you know, I have no problem. Now, and I'm going to put it out here, guys, and I've said this before. I've said this before, and I've said it a million times. You will never see me at one of these protests if it's something I believe in or if it's something I don't believe in. And the main reason is things can go sideways so quickly, and you get caught up in the moment, and you all of a sudden, the next thing you know, you're sitting in a jail cell because you were part of XYZ and you're vilified, and now you're a horrible human being, right? We've seen examples of that this year. We've seen examples of that. It happens. But then this other group that for months and months and months burn down stuff, destroy stuff, doing all that, that that is not about peaceful protesting. And I don't give a crap what's spent. When you have a commentator standing there, standing there and saying, mostly peaceful protesters is the town behind him is on fire burning. Does that make any kind of sense to you? And I'm going to tell you what, there are opportunists out there, my friends, that are going to take advantage of these situations to see what they can steal. And that's not a color. That is just human nature. You've got scumbag people that are going to go out there and do scumbag things, and that's it. You know what I mean? So um, that happens constantly, constantly. And, when Joe Average Citizen says enough is enough or not in my town, heaven forbid, well, we have the right to protest. Well, everybody has the right to protest. But there's a big difference between having a protest that is nonviolent and a protest where you're burning stuff down. There's a big difference between that. Hey, Candace, it says rioters weren't on either side, just idiots being idiots. Rioters aren't the cause, they are out for themselves. Right, they're not there for the cause. You're right. Rioters are there to cause anarchy. They're there to cause problems. And there's a lot of that inside of, I mean, and I'll give you one example as we can see, we can use Portland and Antifa. All right. They were there to cause chaos and strife. And how is it okay? And I want you to, I want the honest answer. And the individual that I'm going to give you an example with, I'm not going to give you a color because a color don't matter, folks. Give me little old grandma who's out there trying to has lived her life. She's 80 years old, trying to mind her own business. And it's okay that she's terrified to leave her home because of people doing stupid stuff out in the street. And when the idiot government that is in charge of that town or that city is forcing the police to stand down and not do their jobs and not arrest people, how is that ever okay? How is that ever okay? I would like the explanation for that. That people should be terrified in their own homes and afraid to go outside because they don't know what's going to happen because the law enforcement is not there to help them. And when you let these idiots, whatever idiots you want to put on, and see, the thing is, like I said, I'm not going to break it down to race because it's not about race. It's about human beings being allowed to act like morons and other people just letting it happen. That's an issue. And if we continue the way we're going, you're going to continue to have this happen. And you're going to continue to see, and this part is strictly my opinion, you're going to continue to see the flames fanned to make it a division and make it all about race. That's my opinion. Because, I want you to think about something. I want you to think about something. There was recently, and you probably are going to have to put on your thinking caps to remember this one. There was recently a mass shooting that happened recently. And I can't remember exactly where it was and stuff like that because it disappeared in the media because the shooter was not the right color to continue to perpetuate a certain agenda. The shooter was, if I don't even remember what color he was. He may have been Asian, if I'm not mistaken. But where did that one go in the news media? You didn't hear nothing else about that. You didn't hear nothing else about that. So if it is somebody of color doing something, then it disappears. But heaven forbid somebody white gets pissed off and goes out and does something, then it's like all over the freaking media. And see, it's all white people's fault and it's all this and it's all that, and it's just ridiculous. And again, this is my opinion. All right, not trying to spread any false information, not doing anything like that, but showing you an example of what happens if you pay attention to what the agenda is, what the media is perpetuating out there. If it's a certain agenda, it's going to be it's going to be bad. So, what do you think will happen in 2022? Okay, so let's get back into. I'm sorry, I completely got off the rails here, and I do apologize. Real quick, we're at 665 in the chat. We're at 276 on the thumbs up. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, please do so to show support for the channel, and I do appreciate that ahead of time. And thank you very much ahead of time for doing that. Also, again, it really does help with the algorithms. So I thank you for that reason as well. And it pushes us up higher in the rankings, and that is very cool. And I do appreciate that as well. The third reason, I do like to see a lot of thumbs up. Again, that's part of the game for me, so it's just fun. Also, excuse me. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell icon to get all notifications as well. So, but what I think you're going to see happening moving forward next year, I think you're going to see a lot more people completely stressed out because they cannot afford to take care of everything that they need to take care of, buy medications or buy food. I think you're going to see it come down to that quite a bit. That's just again, strictly my opinion. With the way food prices have gone, I think you're going to see a lot more people. The example of that, and just as if you pay attention to the numbers, this is homework for you guys now. Are you ready for this homework? Go to your local food banks and ask them, where are you guys at? How are things going? Are you seeing an increase of people coming to the food banks? And you're going to be probably not surprised if you're paying attention to anything at all that's going on, of the huge increase of people going to food banks to get help because of the cost of food. They can't afford to buy food, and with everything else going on, either loss of jobs or whatever the case may be. So there's one aspect of it. So you have that aspect. The other aspect of it, that again And it's amazing how this works, guys. It's amazing how this works because you're not hearing about this in the local news at all. At all. Okay. And if I'm wrong, please enlighten me because I would like to see where these sources are coming from. We're having a huge percentage of people that did not pay their mortgage payments. There are a huge percentage of people that did not pay their rent for over a year. Those people are headed out on the streets now. Where are they going? How are they going to survive? Because they're not going to go get another apartment, I can tell you that. That's not going to happen. But you are hearing crickets. And again, my opinion, from the news media. They're not talking about that. That's not being put out there. But these things are happening. So you're having a huge percentage of people being displaced from where they live, and again, for good reason. If you went out and bought large screen TVs, or you went on vacation and didn't pay your mortgage, that's on you. You know what I mean? So, and if you didn't have some kind of backup game plan of where you were going and what you were doing after that situation was done, that again, that's on you. So shame on you. You know what I mean? It's not shame on anybody else. With the situation, what happened last year with all early part of the year, and homeless camps on the rise in many cities. Absolutely. It doesn't surprise me at all. It doesn't surprise me at all. And you're going to see a lot of those folks. You think they're going to stay? Like, let's say if you're displaced and you have been thrown out of your home and you live in Chicago. We'll go with Chicago because Chicago's a big city and it's a city where it gets freaking really cold. You think those people are going to stay there, or are they going to probably try to go someplace where it's a tad warmer? Huh? You think they might do that? They're going to go someplace where it's warmer, and and try to do whatever they got to do. You're going to see crime on the increase next year. I think you're going to see a huge spike in crime, which is sad, unnecessarily so. But when you continue to make laws decriminalizing so many different things, then when you see Ed, I tested positive and my wife now has it. Doctors are trying to push uh, monocyl antibiotics on us. Oh boy, sorry to hear that, Mr. Rose. That's the second time for you, isn't it? If I'm not mistaken, that would be the second because I know that you had it earlier. So, but anyway, guys, it's madness. And then you, like I said, you put in the effect of bad weather and the depressions. And here's the beauty too that not people aren't even thinking about. Natural disasters are still going to happen this winter. We're still going to have blizzards. We're still going to have ice storms. Those things are all still going to get done. We're going to get locked in, weather-wise because of that. And then if we have another lockdown, which, like I said, it wouldn't surprise me. Let's put it like that. I will put it like that. It would not surprise me if we saw that happen again. Okay. Yep, that's right. Okay, wow. So that's the second time now. That's crazy. I'm sorry for the fact that your wife got it as well. So they're going to open up the floodgates in the jail system again and let everybody out again. I wonder if that's going to happen, right? Because heaven forbid those poor prisoners are all getting sick. It it's insanity. It's insanity. I don't get it. I really, really don't get it. And they want to give you an experimental thing. Awesome. That's even better. Yeah. I'll tell you, I don't even know what to say to that. That's just it's insane. But I think we're in for a rough next year. And then heaven forbid if anything else, another shoe drops. If situations continue to deteriorate between us and China. And I don't know if you guys saw this in the news recently. China and Russia just signed some joint agreement to work together closer and do that. If China and Russia team up and work together against us, I mean, I'll tell you what. I think China on their own could cause us a tremendous amount of problems on their own. And if they're teamed up with Russia to do that, we're going to be in big, big trouble. Big, big trouble. So, not good. Not good. Sharon says, very rural towns near me, homeless rate is way up. Food banks low on food. Gas and grocery prices are rising quickly. They're still taking blood and platelets from the jab. Are they still taking blood and platelets from the jab or not? You know what? I don't know. That part I don't know. And so, but yeah, I'm going to tell you, the advice that I would give people is get your houses in order, get things squared away as much as you possibly can. If if you are having projects that you want to do next year, let's say, like me for an example with the solar system down in West Virginia, I bought those components now. I have those components. Everything is already here now because we don't know where we're going to be at come March, April of next year. We don't know how bad things are going to be or how good things are going to be. I mean, I'm always going to hope for the best, but I'm always going to prepare for the worst. So if I can put myself in a situation where I'm ahead of the game, that's what I'm going to try to do. And I would encourage all of you to do the same exact thing. I would encourage you to do all the same thing. Uh, it is going to get interesting. Uh, you know, co- Countries are illusions to keep us distracted. Well, the whole thing is to keep us distracted while they implement what they want to implement behind the scenes. And that's why another reason why I always say pay attention to stuff. When you have the distractions. So here's a good question that I would ask. So we had all kinds of coverage of this kid's trial. All kinds of coverage of that, right? And that was put out there all the time. What about Jeffrey Epstein's girlfriend? Didn't she just go on trial? Why are we not getting wall to wall coverage on that? And the pedophilia ring with the super elite rich making these trips to that island so that they could bang young underage girls. What about that? Don't you think that's a little bit more pertinent to find out who are these scumbags that are out there banging young girls, underage girls all the time? But that, hey, well, that's different. That's different. We don't want to put that out there. I think that's interesting. That's just my observation. Where's the wall to wall coverage of that? Where's that? Because I think that's kind of interesting. All right. And then he mysteriously kills himself in prison, but the cameras weren't working. Oh my goodness, they were malfunctioning. So we don't have any footage to find out exactly what happened. Isn't that coincidental? Sad how that works out. Right. You know, like I said, guys, you got to pay attention. When they're not pushing a narrative, this is what I would like you guys to realize. When they are not pushing a narrative, pay attention to that narrative because that's what they don't want you to pay attention to. They're going to put cases like the kid out there in the forefront. They're going to put cases like the one in Florida or Georgia. I'm sorry, I think it was Georgia. They're going to put cases like that out in the forefront because what they're doing, pay attention again, dividing us, keeping us fighting. Oh my God, this side and that side, and I believe it was this, and I believe it was that, and you're wrong, and I'm right. Okay. Epstein was blackmailing rich white men, and they were paying the media off. Well, you said that. I didn't say that, but that does sound like a plausible situation. That. Why does it have to be rich white men? Why can't it just be rich men? See, again, because you know why you put it like that? I will tell you exactly why you put it like that. Because you have been trained. You have been trained to make it all about race. You have. All of us have. We do it all the time. We do it all the time. We need to get past that point. We need to get past the point. Now, the fact that the majority of those people that were doing it happen to be white, coincidental, if you will. Okay. Yeah, I know we're actually I just looked before the stream started. Was five subscribers away from 97,000 subscribers. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. So, but so we'll see. Yeah, well there you go. There's so yeah, it is amazing to me again. If you have the money, and really let's make it about what it is. If you are rich, you can do whatever you want, and you pretty much can get away with it. You pretty much can get away with it because if you have the money, you get the best lawyers, and you take care of your business that way. And again, unless it's some case that they've decided is all about a certain thing, and then it's all through the media, and then the court of public opinion, right down to the president of the United States, uh, giving their opinions on the situation, right? And making it so that what are we doing? Stirring the pot, agitating people, getting people angry, because oh my goodness gracious, heaven forbid, heaven forbid that you would be able to defend yourself. Oh my God, how terrible. Why would you do that? Unreal. It is unreal. So pay attention. That's all I'm going to say is continue to pay attention. Oh, egg count time. Yes. Thank you, Randy, for letting me know. Yeah, I do get off the rails. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Divide and conquer, exactly. And I've been saying it, guys. I've been saying it. Uh, so anyway, I'll give you guys a few moments to get your guesses as far as the egg count goes, and we will go from there. So, so we'll give you a few mementos. Okay, and I'm going to go with the first correct guess that I saw. If you had the same exact guess, is Green Greg's, who is joining us in the chat this evening. If you had the same exact guess as him, with three eggs, that's where we were at today. Three eggs today. And a lot of you had three eggs, but Green Greg's was the first one that I saw that had green eggs, or three eggs. So green eggs, listen to me. So yeah, that is the correct answer. Ed, what is the next big purchase you are working towards? The next thing that, like I said, I have the start of my solar system for West Virginia, as you guys know, and I've talked about that, and I've made that. What I'm gonna need to do once I get down there, and green eggs and ham. There you go, green Greg's and ham. There you. I like that. Um, when I get down there, what the game plan is going to be is water and solar first. So I'm definitely going to be looking at getting a few bigger water tanks to be able to house water once we get things squared away with the water system. So that is going to be my priority once I get down there. Like I said, that those are going to be, and what I've already invested in the solar is not even close to all of what I'm going to have to put out because I have to buy, the components to make a rack. That's not going to be cheap. I also have to build a battery room. Again, that's not going to be cheap. Oh, I do want to give an update on something here, okay? So, about logging the property down in West Virginia. I spoke with my neighbor who works at the sawmill. I actually gave him a call and talked with him, and he said that the property had been logged out back in '93. And he said, right now, if you had the property logged out right now, they're going to do more damage than they're going to do good. He said, if you wait 10 to 15 years and give those trees a better chance to become more mature and bigger, he said, you will do better down the road if you wait and don't log it out now. So, because this gentleman works for a sawmill, and I'm sure he knows what he's talking about, he's been doing it his whole life. Uh, you know, I'm going to go with his advice. So I do not plan now on logging out the property. I will be honest with you. I was kind of hesitant on doing it anyway. I was kind of back and forth, because I'm thinking, okay, if I log it out, I can take that money and I can put it back into the property, which would be great. which would be very helpful, obviously. But the property is beautiful, just the way that it is. And I'm like, so that's where I was torn. I will be honest with you. And so at this point in time, I definitely am not going to log out the property. So I'm going to let it continue to do what it's doing and continue to have that beauty that it has. And what about those trees that need to come down for safety? There will be trees taken down selectively that need to be, taken down for, like for safety issues, hanging trees and stuff like that. Those trees will be used for firewood, and so if I have to go down with my four-wheeler and the cart behind there and go into the woods and pick a spot and buck up trees or take a tree down, that's what I'm going to do. Now that's going to, I will be honest with you, you've seen those hills. Okay. You've seen those hills, and with the way that it's inclined like that, it's going to be rough. It's not going to be easy to get them out, but we'll do what we have to do, and we'll get it squared away. But did you see the report of the overturned truck with 400K of Jack Daniels on board? I did see that. That's alcohol abuse too. It's a terrible, terrible thing. You know, Ed, you might concede thinking of or taking a few down for building projects. You know what? Like I said, I'm not like at this point in time. I think I'm just going to let it be. Um, are you going to be putting a shed house? Um, let Marie's shopping addiction. Letty Marie's shopping addiction. Thank you very much, first of all, Letty, for the donation. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing down there as far as building yet goes. What my plan is, honestly, is in the very beginning. I have the camper down there. I can stay in that camper. If I had to year round, I could stay in a camper year round. But again, that would be a big cost propane wise in the wintertime. But what I'm probably going to do is build, like I said, get my water and power squared away. Those are two priorities to start with. Uh, I'll probably end up, you know, building something for the meantime while I think about if I want to put something bigger on there. So I would probably put something that we would build ourselves down there that I can have a wood stove in, have a decent amount of room to have things and stuff like that. I definitely want to work on a root cellar and get that one spot that I had showed you guys down there, down in the side of the mountain, and get that. So, where did I get the 48-volt batteries? Big Bear Prepper. There was a link that was sent to me that a guy on eBay that rebuilds batteries. And so I went to that link, and he had two. He had two of those rebuilt batteries for the 48-volt batteries. And so I purchased those two. I know he doesn't have any more right now. So, that's, but so anyway, yeah, Peter Rouse says build a bunker. So I want to address that in a second. Full of Hope says, Ed, in the future, you will be paid for keeping the trees. Oh, that would be all right too. I don't have a problem with that. That'd be okay by me. I like the woods. I enjoy the woods. So keeping them the way they are, and it keeps that area so much cooler. So somebody had mentioned a bunker. Once I get the root cellar in, and if I can build that in an area big enough, when you get into summers in West Virginia, obviously it gets very, very hot. So if you're underground and you have something underground that you can be working on, that is, a good thing in my opinion. So if you have a area that you can go down to cool off, and not have to worry about air conditioning or anything like that, I think that's a very, very cool thing. So I definitely do have a plan of getting a lot of things underground because I think it's safer. I definitely like that aspect of it. And once you get under, the frost line, you're talking about a constant temperature of 58 degrees. So if it's 100 degrees up in the meadow and in the camper and it's 100 degrees, and I'm like, screw that, I'm going down into the root cellar, and and if I have it big enough to store the stuff that I want to store down there, that's you know Ed, you need a group to protect the property. Infamous infidel, I am absolutely working on that. I'm putting together a group as we speak. I already have several people that I am talking to about that, and I do have a few group members already for down there in West Virginia. But again, I do plan on having a um, building something, you know, as well. So, like I said, it will. I'm going to tell you right now, when the spring comes and I am down in West Virginia and I'm going to be spending the majority of my time down there, it is going to be crazy. Hey Ed, I don't have a camper. Don't you have to keep the snow off the top of it? Uh, it probably won't get a tremendous amount of snow on the top, just because of the logistics of it. That's a very, and then when the sun it does come out, it's going to melt whatever's there. Uh, you know, should down the road maybe I'll build an awning over the top of that to keep the weather off the camper as well. I'm not sure if that's going to happen or not. That's there's a lot of options. There's a lot of options. Yeah, Morning Light said Edwin, while exploring, keep an eye out for a natural cave. Lots in that area. And there actually was one that Dennis found, that he was afraid to go in and check out because he didn't know what was in there because we didn't have a flashlight or anything. And I was busting his chops actually that day, and I was saying, "Well, go in and look," just giving him a hard time. But that would be something that would definitely be checked out as well. Well, there's a lot of options. There's a lot of options. I mean, I don't know how far that cave actually goes back or what's in that cave. I mean, I would hate to get in there and find, something that wants to hurt me. So, but Northern Prepper One Prepper here in West Virginia. Oh, very cool. Very, very cool. But yeah, I'm looking to definitely work with fellow people that are prepping down in West Virginia, even if it is just a network. I think that that is a good thing as well. So yeah, it could be a bear den. Who knows? Independent Marine. So that's something that if we're going to explore that, we're definitely going to be doing that armed. So, um, but yeah, I definitely, like I said, I want to connect with like-minded people down in that area, and you know people that we can work together with. Like I said, even if it's networking, because what happens if they get overrun? Then they would possibly have some place to come to. What happens if we got overrun? You know what I mean? So, uh, forging those relationships and having other communities that down the road may be a good thing that you could be able to barter with them later on. I think that that is a really, really good thing. So, that is the game plan as far as that goes. But this next year, I think there's going to be a lot of volatility, a tremendous amount of volatility. Between, like I said, food prices, cost of gas and everything else, along with that natural gas and propane and fuel oil and all those type of things. That's going to hurt people's pocketbook, hurt their bottom line, and I think it's going to hurt a lot more than people think. You're going to continue to see unrest, in my opinion, when you see an increase in homelessness because of situations that some people that it was out of their control, other people it was in their control, but they chose to go the easy way out for as long as they possibly could. You're going to see an increase. Heather's here. I don't know what she's doing. She's in here somewhere. But you're going to see an increase in crime, I believe, too. So you need to be really, really careful that way. Ed, will it be easy to set up water on your property in West Virginia? I with the two springs that I have there, I think once I develop them better, because we just kind of farted around a little bit to see what we could see. But I do believe that they should be pretty decent as far as water production, especially the one on the side of the hill. I think that one is going to be probably the more viable of the springs. And so I'm hoping, anyway, that's my hope. I definitely will do rain collection down there as well. So there is a lot of things that's going to be happening down there. I would just pay attention to what we're doing. Again, because realistically, I'm walking into this project down there in West Virginia with now 7 years of experience of living off grid. knowing what works, what doesn't work. So that is one of the reasons why, from the very get go, I am going with a 48-volt system when it comes to my solar. You find out this worked or that didn't work, and you need to do something different, and that's what we're doing. So you know, but again, it's just a matter of developing things and getting things squared away, and it's just going to take some time. I mean, this property here did not happen overnight, and it's going to depend on you know where the money's at. Obviously, that's always a big factor in anything. And so, do you expect to do any planting in West Virginia next spring? I am not sure if that is going to be something that I'm going to do right away down there, because if I definitely would like to have a greenhouse down there as well. And so we may do something like that. I can't give you a definitive yes or a definitive no. What I would definitely like to set up, if I can, and depending on time and what I can do, I would love to be able to set up something underground, to be honest with you, with grow lights, and so that I would be able to grow pretty much year round. I think that would be really, really neat, and we'll see how that would go. But you know, that's another option. But yeah, fruit trees, absolutely. I definitely will be putting in fruit trees down in West Virginia. That's an easy thing. Plant them, make sure they're safe from the deer and hopefully the bear. you know, and kind of go from there. So yeah, that is definitely something that is going to happen. This year I plan on doing that up here as well. I want to get some more fruit trees in. So and again, that's another thing that's not cheap. All of it's not cheap. So, but there's going to be a lot going on. Like I said, I do want to share it all with you guys, and I think it'll be really, really cool uh, to share with everything and how we're going to store things. And storage of okay. So let me put it like this: having a lot of food is great, but it's how you store it. Storing it is going to be so important. So if you can keep your supplies in a cool, dark place with not a lot of moisture, you're going to be in much better shape. So I think that is a really a huge part of it. And if you can do that, then great. So yeah, I'd love a money tree myself. That would be really, really helpful. So all right, so let's do this right now because we're already at 9 o'clock. So let us do some shout outs. And obviously we have Green Greg's in the chat. So we're going to give him the first shout out of the evening. Definitely go check out his channel. I understand that you are going to be moving from what I've been hearing, and you're talking Arizona, if I'm not mistaken. So that will be very, very interesting. And so definitely go check out Green Greg's. He's got some great information, especially when it comes to growing and those type of things as well. He's got some great advice for people. So go give him a shout out, guys. And you don't have to tell him, well, you can tell him that I sent you, but he's here, so he knows. And I'm hopefully sending him over some subscribers. 80K Man here in New York as well is another guy. Bizzer is a Jizza, also here in New York, and good guy as well. So definitely go and check him out as well. Pinball Preparedness is another guy. So definitely give him some support. Obviously, you guys know I met Pinball down at his get together down in Knoxville earlier this year. Really good dude, and I think we definitely should give him support as well. Angry Prepper, awesome guy. Just very, very cool dude, and I think we should support him as well, especially with the situation that he's dealing with the fire department down in New York City. If we are watching his videos and giving him some support, that's going to help him out financially that way. So definitely do that as well. And also, we have Icky Can up in Canada. Is a friend of mine, really nice guy, and definitely, you know, yeah, pinball made me look short. You think the guy's like 6'8", M Hammer. I'm just like, well, okay. So I had to bring this up really quickly. So I get down there, and I've only seen, pinball sitting at his desk doing videos. So you don't know how big the dude is. And so I get down there, and this guy's like 6'8". It makes me look very, very short, and I'm not a tiny man, so it was good. But you know what, guys? Very, very down to earth gentleman. When I talked to him on the phone, I could tell he was real. He was down to earth, good dude. So, um, yeah. So another one would be the Needy Homestead. Definitely want to give them a shout out as well. Deep South Homestead. I know they just crossed over 200,000 subscribers, so congratulations to them. Go check them out as well and tell them that Prepper Nurse One sent you over. You have Sean James up in Canada with Sean James channel and My Self Reliance. They're both his channels. Great guy, building away, unbelievable to watch, and he knows what he's doing, so it's fun to watch him build. So go give him some support. Doug and Stacy is another channel. Bushcraft Bear over in the Canary Islands in La Palma with everything that's going on over there. Really good dude, very down to earth as well. You can tell, and he is you know, watching everything like that. So also we have Corporal's Corner is another one. A lot of good information as far as camping and building shelters out in nature. So definitely pay attention to that. You have Bush Radical and his wife, Girl in the Woods. Two very, very down to earth people. They're up in the UP, I think, right now, working on some properties up there. So that is really, really neat to watch what they're doing up there. They bought some land up in that area, and they're good people as well. Also, we have Marfugal with Marfugal News with Adam and Dax. Definitely show them some support as well. They're really good people as well, and Adam is very, very down to earth. Also, you have uh, Wrangle Star out west is another channel to definitely watch and pay attention to. Another one is Magic Prepper over in North Dakota. And it's kind of neat. Everybody's kind of all over, and we're all doing our own things and stuff like that. And it's really cool. Gray Man Prepping is another channel that comes to mind right off the top of my head. Let's see. Southern Prepper One is a good dude as well. And Bjorn Hansen is another one. He's got a good channel there as well. And so there's so many different places that we can go. There's a lot of information out there. I encourage you all to go out, check out. Alaskan Prepper. Let's not forget Alaskan Prepper. Awesome dude. Alaskan Granny is another channel. Uh, Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project. You have Suspicious Observer. A lot of different ways how the weather is affecting stuff as well. So different things to pay attention to, which I think is very, very cool. So let's go show some support to these folks. Tell them Prepper Nurse One sent you over, and like some of them I've never talked to. I've never talked to a lot of them, and that's okay. But they're Canadian Prepper. Obviously, there's another channel. He's got a lot of good information as well. It's a different way of looking at things. People look at things differently, and I think any information that we can get, any tips that we can pick up from different people, I think is a really cool thing. So. But North Shore Preparedness, obviously one of my moderators as well. So definitely let's show some support that way as well. So all right, so that is it for the shout outs for this evening. If I forgot somebody, my apologies. But there's, like I said, there's so many good channels out there, and like I said, we definitely should be lifting each other up, supporting each other, helping our channels grow, and I think that's important to do. So let's give a shout out to the best on YouTube, Prepper Nurse One. You rock, brother. Well, thank you, James. I do, man. I appreciate that. It's very kind of you to say that. I try to do my best. And I saw the picture with you in pinball. He's very tall. Yeah, I actually posted a picture of me and him on my Instagram. So if you guys haven't seen that yet, go check out my Instagram account, and you will see that picture that I took with pinball. Like I said, the guy's enormous. He's a big dude. But like I said, very, very nice man. Very, very nice man, But again, like I said, the thing that we need to be focusing on moving forward is continuing to get ready, continuing to prep. Don't pay attention to the distractions, the dog and pony show, if you will, where they continuously try to play games to keep you distracted so you're not paying attention, you know, to what's going on. And, focus on what's important. What's important should, which let me rephrase that. I would like you to focus on what I think is important, and that is your family. That is the people that you care about, your friends, because sometimes they're more family than your family is. So let's look at those people. Let's plan for them. Let's try to help them. Because I'm going to tell you, and as you guys know, you may be the prepper of the family, or of your group of friends, and nobody else is doing it. And that's not, they're not going to prep. So if you decide that you want to help those folks, you need to really prepare for them ahead of time. So what are we at? 577 in the chat. We're 488 on a thumbs up, guys. So if you have not shot that thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you now to do that, and I appreciate you doing that to show support for the channel. Number one, thank you for that reason. Also, again, it really does help with the algorithms. So the more interaction that we have, the better it is for the channel. So I thank you for that reason for doing it as well. Of course, the third reason, I definitely do like to see a lot of thumbs up. That is part of the game. So I thank you for doing it for that reason as well. Also, um, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell icon to get all notifications as well. Pinball reminds me of my dad. He was a Vietnam vet. He passed away in 2009. Miss him so much. I'm sorry for your loss, Tammy, and I get that. I am. My father passed away quite a few years ago now, and it's amazing how fast that time goes. He passed away before I moved down here, and it is it's weird when those people that brought you into this world are no longer with us, and and as that journey continues for us, then eventually we are the old people, and so that's kind of weird to watch as well. But it's nice to watch the younger generation come up and grow up and mature and hopefully turn into decent people. That I think that's hugely important too. And if you can give good guidance. We all got to go through our own journey. We're all going to make our mistakes. We're going to mistake, or we're going to have. But if you can be the rock, if you can be the support system for when things don't go the way that your children or your nieces and nephews or whatever the case may be, if you can be there for that support system, I think that that's hugely, hugely important. And so I would encourage you all to do that. So, but anyway, let's see. So our time is just absolutely flying here tonight, which of course it does, because I could probably talk for 2 hours easy every freaking time. I could talk some prepping. I'll tell you what. Heather like rolls her eyes now. She's like, "Oh my God, he's doing it again." Oh, I wanted to show you something that came in the mail. Hold on a second, guys. Because I've been taking them. I don't know who sent it because it doesn't say who sent it, but it's immune system defense, 8-in-1 immune support. Okay. And so I'm going to kind of show that so that if you guys are interested in getting something like that, this was sent to me by a subscriber. So whoever did send this, thank you so much ahead of time. So I'm going to tell you what it has in here. It has vitamin C, vitamin D3, echinacea, elderberry, turmeric, ginger, zinc, and garlic. Okay, so there's 60 tablets. It's an 8-in-1 to help boost your immune system. I think that that's very, very cool. Who drew the pictures behind you? Okay, so this picture here, one of my subscribers drew that one. This picture here, another one of my subscribers drew this one. This one that is up here, this was given to me by a subscriber, a young lady from Texas that came to my get together. I'm going to show it to you a little bit better so you can see it better. All right. She came to my get together that we did in July, and she came up from Texas, and so she gave me that one. She also did the other one that I have of the Viking, and I think I've shown that in the past, and maybe I'll show it again another time. Her name is Jamie. Awesome, awesome, awesome. She burns them into wood, and I think that's very cool. This painting here, my neighbor is an artist, and I had said to her I would like a picture of father, son, and a daughter walking down the path, and this basically represents our road out here out front. And in the summertime, when the trees grow over, it looks like a kind of a Robert Frost thing. This picture over here is uh, he's number 12 of 300, and it's a father and son on a Harley. That came out of his name is Jim Yellowhawk, and this is 2004, and that was a print that he did, and I think it's very very cool. And that was also sent to me by a subscriber. So like I said, I get these things, and see now. First of all, let me just show you this again. Okay, so you see this picture here, 100% anatomically correct, 100%. It's amazing. When I had my goatee longer, but six pack abs, absolutely. They're hidden now under a small layer of fat, but they're there. They are there. So, all right. So, anyway, let's do this. What are we at? 528. Let's see if we can get up to 600 uh, thumbs up here before we jump off of this today, guys, just for fun. So, if you have not shot that thumbs up yet, I would ask you to please do so to show support for the channel. And thank you again. I do really appreciate it. And again, like I said, it really does help with the algorithms and makes a big difference. It pushes us up higher in rankings. So the higher up we go, the better it is for the channel. So hidden under a six pack of butter. There you go. That's exactly right. Well earned. Well earned. All right, let's do this. We're running out of time, and I'm not going to just stop at 20 after. I'll finish up our regular stuff here. So uh, we are Legion because we are many. We are all over the world. We're all over the country. We're a huge network of people. And again, let me just do the disclaimer. We are the good Legion, like the American Legion, like a Roman Legion, that kind of Legion. Where is everybody from tonight? Philip is back and right there on top of things like always. Awesome. Where have you been, Philip? You've been hiding? Melbourne, Australia with Philip. All right. Where else we got? Montreal, Quebec, Canada, New Mexico, Ulster Park, New York, Waterloo, New York, Navajo Nation in Arizona. Welcome again, of course. Eastern Kentucky, Leesburg, Florida, Central West Virginia, Pueblo, Colorado, Kentucky, uh, Littleton, New Hampshire, Tangerine, is it some Kansas? I think that I missed that. Let's see, somewhere Oklahoma, Southwest Ontario, Canada, Fort Payne, Alabama. There's nowhere Oklahoma, of course, in the house. We have Tennessee, uh, Tasmania, Australia. Welcome, glad you're here. Birdsboro, Pennsylvania, Endicott, New York, Northeast Colorado, Valley Mills, Texas, Dansville, New York. We have Ontario, Canada. We have, let's see, Kansas currently, Kentucky soon. Good for you, Tammy. Very nice. Guam, USA. Very nice. Tavistock, Ontario, Canada. St. Augustine, Florida. Worcester, Massachusetts. Clear, Clearfield, Pennsylvania. Northern Highlands of California. Let's see, we have Raleigh, North Carolina. Dallas, Texas. California once again. Pennsylvania in the wilds. Lima, Peru. Central Missouri. Austin, Texas. Tanganaxine. I don't even know how you say that name, Emma Hammer. I'm like completely, I don't know. But anyway, Kansas. How's that? We'll just say Kansas. Uh, Worcester, Massachusetts. Is it what? Did I say it wrong? You're laughing at me. I never say Massachusetts right. So, West Virginia. We got Alan there from West Virginia. Let's see. Missouri City, Missouri. So again, we are all over the place. We have Puerto Rico's in the house with Antonio. Welcome. So all over. We're a huge family, huge network. Makes a big, big difference. Really does. And we are the ones that are awake. We are the ones that can make a difference. And I think we should try to do so if we can. Tulsa, Oklahoma's in the house with Russell. So, guys, we're the ones. Think about why are we awake and other people aren't awake. I don't think that is by accident. I really don't. I think that we have been awakened for a reason. We are the ones that are supposed to be helping people, to try to wake people up if we can. And I think that should be our mission always. I think that should be our mission. So what are we at, 570? So we're 30 away from 600 on a thumbs up, guys. So we need, well, now 29. So we need 29 more thumbs up to hit 600. So let's see if we can do that. Um, yeah, Terrence Barker Jr. says no more fighting over skin colors. It has been perpetuated for so long. People have a hard time getting out of that because that's how they see things, because that's how it's been presented for so long. And it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So, but anyway, we have Alberta, Canada also in the house. I didn't see Alberta earlier, so I definitely want to make sure I say that one. So, anyway, remember, folks, we are all in this together. Before I do that, I'm getting ahead of myself here. I want to thank my moderators who do a great job keeping the chat clean. They are absolutely awesome. Ladies and gentlemen that moderate for me, thank you very much for doing what you do. It is very much appreciated. Also, I want to thank you guys all for being here on Thanksgiving Eve. And I know some of you around the world don't celebrate Thanksgiving, but here in the U.S. we do, and the majority of the subscribers are from the U.S. So that's who I'm basically addressing when it comes to that. I hope everybody has absolutely fantastic and wonderful Thanksgiving, and that you're all safe, and you travel safely, and you get to spend time with your families. And make sure you follow the CDC guidelines, because they've told you how you need to do your Thanksgiving. Anyway, no sarcasm. No. So, anyway. All right. Remember, folks, we truly are all in this together. That is important to remember. We are one race called the human race, and people really do need to remember that, because that makes a big, big difference. You know, stop letting them manipulate us, stop letting them separate us. Let's focus on each other and try to be decent to each other. I think that that is so important. Also, remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really important that we tell the people that we care about every single day how we feel. And we're at 589. We need 11 more thumbs up here before we sign off, guys. So let's make that happen. If you haven't shot that thumbs up yet, let's get that up there. Uh, 11 more. You guys can do 11 more easy. Also, remember, guys, STD, very, very important. Step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to accomplish, whatever you are trying to do, it doesn't always have to be about prepping. It doesn't have to be about living off grid. It is whatever you are trying to take care of and do. If you work at it methodically, you can make it happen, and it will happen if you work at it. It really makes a big, big difference. Okay, so just stay focused, take care of what you can take care of, and that you're going to be just fine. All right, what are we at? 596. So we need four more, guys. Four more thumbs up. Now we're down to three. Three more thumbs up for 600. I appreciate you guys all taking your time out of your day and joining me. It's very nice. I appreciate that. Also, again, please be safe tomorrow. Have a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving for those of you that are going to be celebrating Thanksgiving. It's really, really, it's like I said, again, it is my favorite holiday. So I'm going to encourage you all to have fun, be safe, enjoy your time with your families, and there. So we're at 608, so we blew through it like I knew we would, because you guys are awesome. I will see you guys all tomorrow. I will be posting 2 videos tomorrow, no matter what. And so, obviously, one of them will probably be, talking about Thanksgiving and what I believe that it's important about. We're getting closer to that 100,000 mark. I'm looking forward to doing that. I think that's going to be a lot of fun when we hit that number. We all know what that means. I'll be getting a tattoo. I guess YouTube doesn't want me to get that tattoo because they've really slowed my progression down of trying to hit 100,000 subscribers for quite a while. So, but when I hit 100,000, I will be getting STD tattooed on me. So that'll be interesting as well. All right, guys, have a great day. Be safe. Be kind. All right. I will see you all later. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.